Don't forget to subscribe and to hit the bell to get our latest notifications.
Welcome, Wilhelm Schmid. I am flying overhead of Dresden, as you see.
Yeah,
and
you wish.
Yeah, I'm talking for you from Dresden. You know, I'm just flying over it. You are in Glashütte, I'm in Dresden, so we're quite close to each other. No,
Yes.
joking. I am in Vienna. He's in Glashütte, Wilhelm.
Yes.
By the way, he's the CEO of Lange Söhne. And I have the pleasure now to meet Wilhelm, as I should have done on the Watches and Wonders exhibition next week, as always, but we do it by Zoom this time. And Wilhelm, you were so kind to already forward me the novelties. I have seen that you have now been extending the line of your ODYSSEUS towards a version in white gold with either a rubber or a leather strap.
Yes.
The watch, when it was introduced first also on this channel on Watch Advisor, was very much controversial. The video was has about 90,000 views, and this is amazing, 1,250 comments.
Yes.
Very controversial. What would you say is your kind of resume after the first months of ODYSSEUS?
Look, Alexander, we were aware of the fact that in the beginning it will create discussion and controversy. To be honest, my biggest fear was that there is no discussion, that everybody would say immediately, yeah, that's a Lange Söhne watch, perfect, and moves on. Because that would have meant that we've created something which we already had, but we wanted to create a watch and a watch family that is offering something which you cannot find to the same extent in our current product portfolio. So on purpose, it was important to create discussion. 24th of October came, and rest assured, at that time I was running Lange Söhne 9 years. We've never experienced anything that you can compare, probably in the last 25 years like this. First of all, because the distribution through social media today goes a lot quicker than, let's say, and you were there 10 years ago as we launched the Zeitwerk, which was also discussed controversially in the beginning. But of course, social media and the digital world were not that omnipresent than it is today, and therefore it all took a longer time, and this longer period of time is smoothing the edges of a discussion. That immediately impact of social media means all edges, all discussions, all opinions were in there immediately, and they were quite clashing. Some people liked it, a lot of people didn't like it. What I can say after now, what is it now, good 6 months? 3 observations. First of all, most, if not all people do change their opinion once they see the watch in the flesh. I believe there's only one natural habitat of a wristwatch, which is around the wrist. Never make a judgment about something before you have it seen or experienced in its natural habitat. So that's the first observation. A lot of people that said, I was coming because I hope I didn't like it, said, no, it's actually great. Other people have not changed their mind. And that's the second observation, but even those people that don't like it do admit it is a typical Lange Söhne watch. They just don't like the design of the bracelet, of anything. But nobody that I discussed with so far said to me, you produced something or you designed something which is not Lange Söhne. And that was our second objective. Don't come up with something which is not you, but at the same time, it has to be so different that you create this discussion. And the third observation is that if there was one point where most of the discussion took place, then it was the bracelet. But having, in my mind that we will come up with a typical leather strap and a rubber strap, planned for this year's Watches and Wonders in Geneva, we of course took that discussion a little lighthearted because we know there is a solution to it. So that, that's the summary of the last 6 months.
When we now, I literally see people when they now watch the video, when we insert the watch with that leather and beautiful rubber bracelet, strap, sorry, towards the metal bracelet you had, they will say, they had to do it because we were right. We were all saying it is ugly, it mustn't be on a watch, so it was a reaction. So they changed it to save the watch. I literally hear and see those comments already coming, that they had to react. But you just tell me it was always planned. Of course it was planned. So it was in steel. You wanted to launch a steel watch, and now you add a precious metal combined either with leather or with.
Yeah. Look, if somebody before making a statement like we were forced goes a little bit back and takes the effort or makes the effort to see the interviews that I gave during the 24th or around the 24th of October, he will hear me saying many times that this is the beginning of a watch family. A watch family doesn't mean one watch. Of course, it was clear that we come up with other executions, and rest assured, there is more in the pipeline. And I always said, that's why it took so long to come up with the watch, because we now already have a whole family in mind, and we had to ensure from the first design drawings that our ideas to develop the product family later on is also technically visible. You can't create something and then you try to make something else out of it and you realize you can't do that technically. That's why it took longer. So those people that say we were forced, they can just, if they trust me, they can believe me. If they don't trust us and don't believe me, then there's very little I can do other than they should ask experts how long it takes to design and produce a watch, and then they will know that there's no chance for us to react on what happened on the 24th of October and come up with a new watch right now.
I confirm. So no way of doing this. But before we jump right into the watch and show the new model, questions are here already is, you will not discontinue the steel version with the steel? No
way, no. Look, we have an order bank which will bring us with our limited production capacity. It'll keep us very busy in normal times right now. As you know, our production is a little restricted. There is, it would be very, not very intelligent to stop such a bestseller.
And the next question I literally hear, and let me please ask you before I have to answer all the comments in the comment section, will someone who buys the steel version be able to change either to the rubber or the leather strap? Yes or no?
No.
Good. Okay, very good. Now, thank you for answering, because I literally see those, typing and asking. So you have changed something in the switch in between the bracelet, the strap, and the watch, so they don't are interchangeable.
No, we don't interchange. It's not meant to, we want to clear, everybody that knows a little bit about the way we produce and the way we design watch families knows that we don't put a black dial on everything in every family. There's a clear strategy. A platinum goes with a certain dial with certain hands. A white gold goes with a certain hand. It's defined by family, and as we do now with the bracelet. So if it's steel, it's the one ODYSSEUS that we all know. There is no second one.
And if it's white gold, as we are going to see or have seen already the watch in the pictures, of course, So it will be now the choice in between the leather strap we see in the pictures and the rubber.
Yes, you can choose either or.
I don't know, but it's not coming in a set where you have both.
No. Okay. I just believe that people are, at that price point at least, they know what they want. Do they want rubber or do they want? If not, it's not the end of the world to swap the one against the other.
And this kind of attachment watch to the strap is done in a way that you can take it off if you want to. Okay.
Yes.
Very good. And the watch is, of course, not limited, I suppose.
No, it's not.
It's limited by production.
It's exactly like the Odysseus in steel. It's limited by production. It's the same movement as you can imagine. It's a different dial, very different dial, I have to say. You have to see that in nature, again around the wrist. It's a fantastic, beautiful new watch. It changes the character even of the watch a little bit. It's amazing what you can do with dial design. And I'm really look forward to share that in person with you, which unfortunately at the moment isn't possible. But we will see that hopefully sooner than later. And that's limited by production. That movement is rather complicated. The indication of day and the date in that, it's just complicated, and therefore it will take time. It'll be limited by production.
I hear you, and I hope that all those who are watching the video have been listening now, because I assume that the version in white gold would be very attractive to many who probably thought about buying such a watch, and they were simply not happy with the way you integrated or you did your metal bracelet, but it happened. And I had the same experience when I saw the watch. I put it on my wrist and I liked it. It's spontaneously. First of all, you didn't copy anything that existed. Yeah. This is something you dared, you were brave not to copy. You didn't look left or right. You said, okay, we are Lange Söhne, we have our personal taste. Then you did an exceptional timepiece. It's very comfortable to wear. It's not heavy. It's not bulky. It's elegant, and still a very, let's say, sporty watch in terms of being waterproof, being shock resistant. I was talking to Tony, your technical director, and he really assured me that he has been testing the watch, and you get what you want. You get a sports watch, and now.
Look, as I said, it was clear that we create a family, but it was also clear for us that we only launch one watch in the beginning, for a very simple reason. Again, with the way we produce watches and we, produce movements, it was pretty clear that the steel watch already is overwhelmingly higher in demand than what we can produce. If we had launched 3 watches at the same time, we would just have increased that problem exponentially. And therefore, we used the steel watch also to start the ramping up. We have to train watchmaker. We have to learn the process. There were parts that were, done in-house to a special measurement, which now we can produce in bigger numbers easier. That's a learning curve, and you don't want too many people waiting for too many watches in that early phase of the ramp up of the production. We are now better equipped. I should say we were better equipped at the moment. We just wait for better times, quite frankly.
Yes, I think so. That's what we can say about what will happen next. Better times, please.
Yes.
One question, you can simply say yes or no. Am I right or wrong if I assume, since you have now been working on a family in terms of case materials, the next ODYSSEUS we are going to see will be a different mechanics?
Nice try.
Okay, maybe we are going to use some voiceover And give the
Nice
answer.
try. Yeah.
And I will try to imitate your voice and give me the answer. Okay, then let me try it this way. The watch I am waiting for in the ODYSSEUS is a really functional and easy to read travel watch, GMT or UTC. That's what I would want to see in that collection. It is almost, due to the way you make the watch, the perfect thing you would need for traveling. Instead of buying one of the usual suspects you anyhow can't get, and the one you manufacture is anyhow more noble, it's more understatement, it's the better watch, it's the cooler watch to have. So I would suggest that this will be I would like to see this one as the next one.
Okay, noted.
Oh my God. Now, if someone asks, Wilhelm, how long will be the waiting for? You just said before you still have amazingly waiting lists for the steel version. So when are you going to start deliveries? Assuming, of course, that the times get better, we get back to normality, etc. The demand and the mood of buying luxury is back. Let's be positive.
I am positive. Look, we had a very detailed planning, as we always do, which is now being interrupted because that we have some suppliers and these suppliers are closed at the moment. So our original plan is probably moved to summer. So we will start the physical delivery in summer. To what extent and what it all means, I think it's too early to really make an educated statement on this. And you will see, if you see the watch in person, it is an absolute stunning watch. I think the demand will be pretty high. I am absolutely sure to be a lot higher than what we are able to produce. But again, I'm not sure about the demand appetite at that time, and I'm also not sure about how many watches we can produce, taking the current situation into consideration. So let's it'll be summer. We'll do our best, but that's all I can say and commit to at the moment.
Oh, thank you very much. You have been helping me very much in terms of not needing answering a lot of questions that I could literally imagine coming now.
Yeah.
Is anything else you want to add to your new ODYSSEUS in white gold with that now beautifully looking gray dye? Is anything else you want to add? Maybe I forgot to ask, or you said, okay, talk.
We are usually not the company with 1,000 words. We are rather the company with the great watches. What I said as we launched the ODYSSEUS in steel, I can only replicate to say now, have a look as soon as the watch are available, put it around your wrist and see how it feels. I still believe, there is no chance to not experience that feeling. And then you're either won by a watch or you think it looked great, but I don't want it. The good news is there are plenty other watches that we still produce. So, there are other alternatives within Lange Söhne, and will be so.
Thank you for making the fade out of the ODYSSEUS and fade in for the next watch you are presenting for Watches and Wonders this year. It's a pretty complicated watch.
It is indeed. Yes.
And we're talking about the Zeitwerk once again. You mentioned it in the beginning, so it's please, Wilhelm.
Yeah, it's the again, it's 10 years now. Funny thing is, as we launched, and it because you were there. We also launched the Zeitwerk family in challenging times, 2008, 2009. Now we launched the decimal minute repeater about 5 years ago. And there will be a new execution of the Zeitwerk decimal repeater. It'll be in white gold with a blue dial. And what people that know about minute repeater or that know about acoustics, they will understand that coming with a new material does not mean you take the movement, you put it into a new case, and it works. That's not how minute repeater works. So we had to adjust the gongs, we had to play with the case, so we really had to fine-tune that wonderful movement to produce the acoustic, the tone that we think is appropriate for the white gold, which should be different to the platinum version that we had so far. So that's the second launch, the Zeitwerk minute repeater in white gold with a beautiful blue dial.
Put it back, but a little, yeah, wait. Oh, wow. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, now the camera has been focusing on it, and now I hope it will focus back on you, because you, for a moment, very nice. Can you make it chime? Is it functional?
It should be.
And maybe you just let us little hear.
Where is the microphone here?
I don't know what computer you're using. Just put it a little bit more up so we can see it, and then just push the button and we. Very good. We even saw the hammers on the dial operating, and yes, it was not the best recording I have ever heard.
I am terribly sorry for that, and I can imagine. Yeah, we had great ideas again for this year. We'll keep them for next year.
Do you remember this one, huh? Don't you?
Of course, yes.
So, horological advisory in this case, the sound was not is not as it is Zoom who made the bad sound.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with the watch. Here, actually, the sound was perfect, but unfortunately, that got lost in translation. Yes.
I had to. Wilhelm, thank you very much.
Thank you, Alexander,
for giving me the chance. I am really sorry that we couldn't meet. I always really enjoyed our little come together with Rooibos tea.
Absolutely. And I know that this is usually almost the first meeting. As you know, there's a good tradition. It's Monday morning or whatever the first day is. It is what it is, Alexander. We have to live with it.
Yeah, we have to live. And
we know each other for a long time, so at least we can build up on a proper foundation.
Absolutely, and I'm so happy to see you again after a long time. And nevertheless, it was only Zoom, but it was fantastic to have you. Once again, thank you very much, especially for answering me a lot of silly questions. I know, but if you, as the CEO, gave the answers, there's no discussion afterwards about changing straps, this, that, and I thought I asked you.
No, again, and remember the last time you even gave me a call because there were special requests that we couldn't answer, which we then answered. No, it's, we do our best to answer everything, but I'm sure there are things that we haven't even considered yet. Happy to answer if the questions come up.
The only thing I have to say, and this is what I also repeat, and I always write it in the comment section, you have to go for a touch and feel. Any watch needs, as you said in the beginning, to go on its proper habitat. That's the wrist.
Yes.
And only when you see a watch on the wrist, you decide yes or no. And then it's not a rational discussion you should have, but an emotional. Ask your heart, your feelings. And if you like it, buy it, and not leave it. Simply.
Yes. That's the easy thing. If you don't like it, don't buy it.
Yeah, and then don't buy it and stop bashing or stop putting up silly things about this and that. It's okay. Wilhelm.
Right.
I will fly overhead Lange now.
Fantastic. Yes, we look a little bit better today. That picture is rather old.
Yes, I don't have so many because it was the opportunity flying with a helicopter over. I was invited by Aunt, your
Yes.
Aunt Einhorn, and we were able to fly overhead and take some pictures out of the helicopter with the open door, and we were flying around. It was fantastic. Yeah. Let's assume I can't even see this picture. I have to take it away. It makes me crazy. So
Yes.
I want to go there back. I want to be back. I just said to you when we talked yesterday on the phone, the one thing I'm missing is my work, my proper working space in Switzerland or Glashütte, and I'm really taken away of both of my natural habitats.
We'll get back to it, hopefully rather soon.
Thank you very much, Wilhelm. All the best to you, to Glashütte.
Thank you. Stay healthy, Alexander, and whoever's listening, please take care of yourself. Stay safe and healthy. That's the most important in today's environment.
Yes, that's stay safe and sound.
Yes. Take care.
Bye-bye, Wilhelm.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.